What's good, my G's? It is I, your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers in the house. G stands for Gamers. How you doing? How you living? How you gaming? Came to give y'all a quick video, maybe not so quick, I don't know, I'm gonna ramble a bit about DriveClub. I have yet to sit down and give you my thoughts and my impressions on the game. I've dropped a few videos, some with live commentary, some without. Some showing you my frustration with the live commentary of 20 minutes of me being on and offline but never making it into an actual race. I try to keep it as transparent as much as possible. I don't like hiding anything. So, should I call this video DriveGate, DriveClub Gate, Club Gate, PlayStation Gate, Gamergate? I don't know, I'm just throwing out buzzwords. So, here's what it is. The review's been coming out. I've been playing the game since 10.7. It is now 10.14, and I can give you a full week of what the hell has been going on. So the PlayStation Plus version, which is the free version for everyone to try the game, which is only 1/5 of the game but fully featured, did not come out and has still not come out because of all the server delays. Now, a lot of people weren't able to actually play the game because their pre-orders or something went crazy, so that got fixed. Then there's people who purchased the game, and then there's people like me who digitally purchased the game. We all got our games, and we've been trying to play. And for the most part, offline, we've seen the game. There's been random connection and then disconnects going on for a lot of people. For me, I didn't get those until like maybe Friday. I finally was able to get up and create a club. Very simple. I didn't have much time in there. One time in the middle of me creating a club, I had to get bounced out, and yeah, that wasn't cool. Also, because of that, I'm not able to race or have members accept my club invite because, you know, it's disconnected. So this game, which is so featured, so heavily reliable on the online portion, you know, out the gate, the game is a 7 without being able to see these things. And this is just my impression. And the reason why the 7 I'm giving to you is a strong 7. It's a very, very, very strong 7. I want to stop, take a moment right now and say, I miss my Forza Horizon 2. That game is fucking fantastic. It's fun. I enjoy playing it. Now I want to reset what I'm saying. DriveClub is intense. It's fun. It's not fun like Horizon 2, but it's fun. It's been a while that I've played a game where I feel like, okay, no, I gotta restart this. No, I gotta restart this race. And the thing what happens with me restarting the race and not completing the race is that I'm losing out on points, aka fame, which will eventually help my club and my rank go up. But again, I don't really care about the club if my shit isn't connected to the servers, right? So here's what I mean by that. Shout out to Grid 2, by the way. Grid 2 is another game that just makes me want to get in and race. When I'm playing the Forza 5 or Horizon, I want to get in and drive. There's two different things that I want to make sure that I get that clear. When I'm playing DriveClub, I want to race. When I'm playing both Forza games, I want to drive. Here we go. In DriveClub, each race or each event that you do, there are some stars. You can get 2 stars, you can get 3 stars. If there's a series race, there might be 2 races, 3 races. There could be 2 or 3 objectives or 2 or 3 stars per. One of them could be coming top 3 or top 2 or number 1. Another one could be, you know, a drift challenge or a cornering challenge or a speed challenge. And then the third one could be, you know, I guess as many points as you can get or something. There's always 2 to 3, and you can achieve these things either all in one race or you come back to get these races. And the other thing that I appreciate about this is when you're actually playing the game and you're going through the progress, you're earning cars, you're earning paints. If you're online, you can actually earn points for stuff that unlocks for your club. And again, everyone in your club also gets those things as well. So on that aspect, that's pretty dope. Bare bones, a lot of people would say that. Me, I'd say straight to the point, It's not a cover-up. Sometimes I think our video games go too extreme and stuff gets buried in. Look at your favorite video game and tell me. Matter of fact, look at your phone right now. I want you to go grab your phone. And if you exclude the apps, don't look at no apps. Don't look at no Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Pinterest, Skype, none of that. Don't look at the tools. Don't look at none of that. I want you to click your phone and see, just look at your phone. Look how many things in there when you hit the button on the phone. How much of that stuff do you actually use? Click into your text. You may see 1 or 3 items. How many functions in there do you actually use? If you go into the phone with the stock stuff, how much of that stuff do you actually use? Can you multitask? Can you, like, a lot of times we get this stuff that's so fully featured and fully fleshed out that they are incomplete sentences, and in some cases they actually work pretty well. DriveClub is straight to the point. They are trying to hit so many avenues, which could be a bad thing or a really good thing, and I think it's going to get a bad rap for a little bit. Why? Because, you know, the whole online problem. So, getting back to the thing, would I say this is an arcade racer? Nah. Would I say this is a sim racer? Nah. Would I say this is a happy medium? Man, listen. If you enjoy the driving in Grid 2, forget about the bullshit. Forget about the meat and potatoes. Forget about it. Forget about it. If you're looking for tuning, this isn't it. And that's a good thing, right? And here's what I'm getting at. There's a race that I did 3 times. I was going for the Semi-Pro Trophy, and I've got all 3 of my attempts up there. One with the BMW, I think another one with an Aston, and then the third one I did with the Bentley GT. Shout out to the Bentley GT. I was not aware of a Bentley GT. So the BMW has become my favorite car of choice in this game. It helps me get around a lot of tracks, and I thought I was able to maneuver through this race with that vehicle. I've also used that BMW in other video games, and it saved me from a lot of shit. Couldn't cut it. I do all 3 races very well in the first race. Couldn't cut it past that with that car after that. The Aston Martin has been kind of a cool car in this game, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I couldn't cut it with that. So I was like, yo, let me pick up the Bentley GT because of the tuned specs for it already that they give you with the game. And I was able to run through this thing with some trouble, some difficulty, yes, because not all my driving lines and stopping and all that stuff is great. So for my level, that car helps me pass that entire circuit, and that just made me up my style, made me up my driving, made me up my game in terms of being on my best behavior, because sometimes I was getting on my arcade brute force shit. I know I've been doing a lot of homework on Forza and Grid, but every now and then this shit still comes out of me, and DriveClub doesn't allow me to do that. Now, if I want to take it to another route, when I said earlier, like, this game's kind of like fits everything. Can you get in there and be a drift whore? Yes, you can. And shout out to you guys, because I'm struggling right now. I'm passing these events, but it's taking me multiple times. And sometimes I gotta change the vehicle. Again, your skill plus the car as well. If they're perfect together and they're in nice unison, you can do damage. Again, I've ran races where I didn't have the fastest car, but my car had some great handling, and I was able to edge out everybody until I get caught on a straightaway in a couple matches I could think of, and then I had to really battle it out. But that comes with the territory. Then you got these sprint races, where the sprint races are, you know, can be speed, but then as you start to play on and on and on in the game, you realize is that, you know, you don't need speed. You need something that got accelerations based off the cornering and stuff. So okay, you know, and what about the circuit races? Well, I can't tell you how to circuit race because everyone's style is different, which is why I hear the complaints about people and tuning not being available in the game. So one of my issues with the games today, and not really the games, it's the people who are purchasing the games, because I don't want to call them all gamers, is that you're buying a game for something that it didn't say it was going to do. It never told you it was going to do this. So shut the fuck up. You want tuning? Go play Gran Turismo, go play Forza. The game said, we're going to tune the cars to its best performance that we can tune it for our game. And then we're gonna unleash it. I love that I don't have to buy cars. I race, I get cars. Shut up. So here's another thing with this game that's been going on, that it's, you hear people talk about it and you hear mixed reviews. Now, how do I feel about this game graphically? Graphically, this game is a beautiful. I love the art style that they went with this game. How does it compare to Forza? It doesn't compare to Forza, because Forza is using a different art style. The colors that are used in Forza video games, specifically the Horizon ones, are going to make you enjoy the visuals of that game. Period. I don't want to have to say that again. It's a different color palette. It's like Battlefield looking at Call of Duty looking at Borderlands. And the reason why I just did that is because Battlefield goes for pretty much realistic vignettes, if you want to call it that. Call of Duty are very serviceable, but you can pretty much tell that it's a game. And then you got Borderlands where it's cell shaded and you know for sure that this is a fucking video game. So that's how I feel about the Forza and the DriveClub graphically. Now, what are some of my beefs graphically with this game? You said you're going for the most beautiful driving game out there. Is it that? I still can't say that it is. Can I say it's Horizon 2? I'm not really sure I can say it's that too, but my thing is, you said that it would be, and I was supposed to be able to just be like, oh man, is the game beautiful? Yes it is, but the most beautiful is? I don't know. You see in some of my live commentaries where we're doing the fly-ins, which do look amazing until I start looking at it and I ruin shit for people. So ignore what I'm about to say for at least the next 20 seconds, right? Starting now. I hate when people sell me on a fucking video game and we're doing the fly-ins for DriveClub. The water is the first thing I notice. Why? Because I come from 8-bit. I look at all that shit. The water doesn't fucking move. And then shadows and trees on my motherfucking car look like pixels from Sega Saturn. Okay, end of rant. So outside of all that, the game looks very phenomenal. The little damage that does, the cosmetic damage that happens to the cars, you know, the interior looks insane. I wish they had a mode where you can actually explore that a little more. I like that when I'm in cockpit view, I can look up, down, left, right on the right stick or the right analog stick, and I can kind of like get a little glimpse instead of just snapping to the right or snapping to the left. You know, the water, when it is working, looks phenomenal, and the day-night cycles, I mean, it looks fantastic. Now the physics, the mechanics of the game, I mean, the braking, the turning, the tire screeching, the sound of the engines per camera where you at. I'm not gonna sit here and try to front or lie to you guys that, like other people who talk about games sound like a lawnmower, yet they've never driven these cars. These should sound fantastic per camera angle. The best camera angle, if you really want to hear the engines, is the third person one. Not the first one where you're like right behind, but the other one where it's not really that far behind it, but it's further enough where you get to hear the engine and how, yo, it just sounds amazing. The sense of speed with this gameplay is amazing. I really be feeling like I'm doing 200 miles an hour, and it feels like that from the time you get in the game and you think like, okay, this is the placebo effect, you know, well, I'm in a Golf GT, there's no way that the rest of this game is gonna feel faster than that. Oh, and it does feel faster than that. So, you know, that point will get anyone that is a racing fan excited about playing this game, or at least you'll get it to enjoy the sense of speed on that. Now, there's been many other things that I've been kind of wanting to get into, or kind of wanting to like rip into, but they mainly all deal with the online aspect. I feel like the data that's being pulled from you at all times, the stuff that's being locked to your DriveClub or locked to a club in order for you to unlock a vehicle or paint jobs for the club. I feel like that's really messed up. I feel like if this server problem is going to happen, they need to find a way to be able to retrofit credits, because I'm already at like level 23 and I've had a DriveClub for at least, I think level 5 or level 6 is when my thing was able to get on. Maybe it was level 8 when I got on, and nothing I've done contributes to that unless it's online. And there's been a few times where I'm in a mid race and the server disconnects and I don't get that. So yeah, let's just look forward 2 months from now and everything is up and running, and then you just have a random server drop when you're in a big race with your club. And matter of fact, 3 of your 6 club members, which I think the club members need to be raised to 12, happens to be in the same race with you. None of you guys get the points for that. Not just you guys, but the guys that's on the other side of that end. Now, the other problem that I have is the registration for events. I feel like I like how it's set up where you can literally take your session and go register for an event. But I don't like how it pulls all the information at the same time, and it's look like it's trying to refresh daily, but it doesn't really seem like there's any real matchmaking, set for it. Now, again, with the off and on points of online interactivity, or when it's connected or when it isn't connected, I feel like the game could be maybe a good solid 8 for a lot of people if this online factions or this online interaction were actually working. I've yet to been able to set a challenge. I've yet to be able to receive a challenge. I've yet to see what an actual online race will be, and it's been 7 days since this game is launched. And in a game that's all about social, it seems like this needed a stress test of a beta of at least 1 track and 5 cars, even if they were all golf cars. But it's really disturbing to see that this game has been delayed for almost a year, RZA, almost a year, and it's not delivering on 100% on the 2 things that this game was pushed back for. One was better looking graphics, and 2, the social part, which is the biggest part of the game. I knew what I was buying into before this game released. If I wanted a Forza game, I go buy a Forza game, which I do have, Forza Horizon 2 and Forza Motorsport 5. Now, different strokes for different folks. Different gamers are going to appreciate different things. This game will be the get up and drive and race. This will be the get up and race game. And again, for you people who haven't played the game, I'm going to tell you, if you enjoy racing, the mechanics are in this game for you to race. This game is definitely about skill. I'm not saying that the other games don't have it, but this game definitely requires skill. And it's not just skill for you being number 1. It's not just skill for you being first. It's not just skill for you being, the most aggressive and all that other stuff. I'm talking about no matter what your position is a part of your club, whether you're the drifter, whether you're the corner hugger, you need some type of skill. There is something for everyone, who are competitive in the racing mode in this game. I will say that. Now, there's this one other thing that keeps lingering in my head that keeps escaping every time I try to address it. Sorry, I've been sick as well. But I wanted to talk to you guys about the possibility of DriveClub DLC. The game does seem bare bones. There's going to be some free DLC. There's going to be some paid DLC. I have a feeling that the free DLC is going to administer new modes. And I say that because, again, there feels like there's some stuff missing. Now, of course, there's probably going to be new cars. Of course, there's going to be new, new tracks. But I think new modes are going to be added in. There is a drift mode, there's a time trial mode, and there is I think just a straight up race mode. And, to to what that would be, I'm not entirely sure yet, but it probably won't be drag racing because, you know, there's no tuning, and I don't think any of us want to play a drag racing game that doesn't have. I mean, look, shout out to Need for Speed Underground and Underground 2. So if I had to draw some other stuff like on the road comparisons, when you cutting corners, you get penalized. When you're riding in the rough for too long, number one, you feel it in the controller. You also feel the weight of the car in as well. But when you're on the side of the road for too long, you get 3 seconds before you get replaced into the track. The AI is pretty aggressive. I am spoiled with the drivatars from Forza 5 and Horizon 2. I will admit that. So when I see stuff in a straight line, even in Grid 2, I was feeling this. It kind of pisses me off now. But the events, your status in the events keep progressing, and the cars get more aggressive, and that's a great thing, but it ultimately becomes a bad thing. If you're watching any of my footage, I would probably have at least 2,000 more points for all the times that I'm rear-ended by an AI controlled vehicle. And the reason why this is an issue is because when they rear-end me, I lose 200 points, and in some cases I've lost 400 points. There's been times where I've been hit with a collision, which is fair. You get hit with the collision penalty, and I've been hit with a collision. Someone's collided into me, and I look back, and the car isn't hit with the collision penalty of them slowing down like I did. And in fact, sometimes they'll get a drift on me. They'll get a drag on me, and they'll blow past me. Now, another thing about the dragging, I wasn't fully seeing this at first because it was on par with other games that I've played, but then my boy Wetworks pointed it out that when he's getting dragged by the AI, it's like a super boost, like a slipstream boost from Midnight Club. I added the Midnight Club part in it, but it's like a boost that they can do to you and blow past you as if you're going 90 miles per hour and they're going 130, and it's very noticeable. It's very noticeable, and it's very annoying. So those are my 2 on the track, maybe 3 on the track complaints that I do have. But other than that, the game is enjoyable. Solid 7 to 8. Do I recommend you buy the game? Even if you're still at this point still questioning it, I say, yo, there's no rush. Just wait for the free version, the plus version. Is this the defining game? Visually, it may be. Socially, I still don't think it will be, even when it's all fleshed out. I mean, we can't even use the app, for crying out loud. Is this a good purchase for car game lovers? If you just like racing, then yeah, I mean, maybe still over Project Cars.
What the hell was that?
Because Project Cars is going to go to a whole depth of things that you may not want to do. Especially if you don't want to get into tuning. I don't like tuning. I hate tuning. So I just want to get in and drive. So how do I feel about this as opposed to being a year late? A year ago, this game would have made less of an impact on scrutiny and would have been a very, very great purchase regardless of the fact. Is this a system seller? Not today. Should it ever been quoted as a Forza killer? Hell no, and not because of what I just said about the games, because they're definitely in a different lane. This game is not in Gran Turismo lane, it's not in Forza Horizon's lane, it's not even Forza Motorsports lane. So cut that bullshit out. But you know, if it leads, it bleeds, right? If it bleeds, it leads, I guess. Goddamn sick. Anyway, I've been ranting for too long. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this was informational. Could probably help you, decide where you stand on with this game. I still recommend you wait for the plus version if you're still undecided, because it is a fifth of the game free. And yeah, your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamerz. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all that. Holla at us. 1.